Hey, what's up guys, it's that Indian kid, and Apple recently released the iPad Pro, but a lot of people weren't happy with their new lineup of iPads. Maybe because it was too big, or maybe because of the Apple Pencil, or simply because it had nothing Pro in it. Regardless, people are still buying one, but is it really worth it? Is there any other alternative to an iPad Pro? Apparently, I have found one. It's called the iPad Air. But can it replace a Pro product? Let's find out. In this video about the clash of the iPads, I will be going through both of their strengths and weaknesses before I choose a winner. A quick disclaimer before we begin. I used the iPad Pro for only 2 weeks, and I don't own one just yet, but I do own an iPad Air. Anyways. So let's begin with the iPad Pro's cons. Well, don't get me wrong, the iPad Pro is a great device, and I felt the same way like you did after my week of usage. But it did take me time to get used to it, which didn't happen on the Air. I could use that right off the bat without trying to learn it. What happened on day one was that when I first picked up the iPad Pro, all I could gather from it was that it felt disturbingly big, bulky, and oversized. Most of the time, I found myself putting the damn thing on the table. What was even more annoying that none of the apps on the App Store were exclusively built for the iPad Pro. Instead, they were smaller iPad apps upscaled to meet the iPad Pro's resolution, or there were some apps specially built to use along with the Apple Pencil. Apple is known to diminish design flaws, but here I am paying $61,000 for an unsatisfactory tablet, which is still the base model. Yes, the entry iPad Pro costs $61,000, and if you add the accessories and reach out for the top of the line tablet, you'd be holding a bill over $1 lakh. Astonishing. Speaking of accessories, the iPad Pro actually feels incomplete without its accessories. I actually found the virtual keyboard too big for my hands, and so a physical keyboard worth $5,000 was necessary. And as far as the pencil is considered,
stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus. No. No. Who wants a stylus?
The Apple Pencil costs an extra $8,000 and is a piece of
stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus.
My opinion. Even though it's extremely accurate, I'd still choose a Wacom tablet over this and do my graphic work on a PC or a real Mac. And as we all know, it charges like a laptop and doesn't even show how much it's charged. Getting inside the iPad Pro, it runs iOS 9, which has crappy multitasking and many bugs and glitches like app crashes. And the lack of a ringer makes the package even hollower than what it is without its accessories. The iPad Pro isn't half bad if you look at it from a very linear perspective, but when you broaden your mind and you realize that there's an iPad Air in the market which is $30,000 cheaper and can get most of your work done, you might just feel sorry for your wallet after purchasing an iPad Pro. The iPad Air on the other hand is way lighter than the iPad Pro. Works on iOS 8 out of the box, and if you don't upgrade it like I didn't, you can get to avoid all of those bugs and glitches that you experience on iOS 9. Also, the price, which was sort of the main factor for me, is half here. Its base model retails for $28,600 at Chroma, which is actually more than half. Wow. The size is just right and feels comfortable when you hold it in both portrait and landscape modes. Now if you really dig deep, you will find a few pros for the iPad Pro and cons for the iPad Air. Like you can have the 2-screen-in-1 feature in the iPad Pro, but again it consumes a lot of battery. And the massive 10,000 mAh battery, but again with slower charging with 0.5% in 1 minute. Or the picture-in-picture, which only works with iTunes. Wait, these aren't pros? Who wrote this crap? Well, of course, these things can't be carried out on an iPad Air and can be considered as cons for it. Also, the iPad Air is not compatible with the Apple Pencil, but if you ask me, the clear winner here would be the iPad Air, since we all buy a tablet just to watch videos and movies, view pictures on social media or offline, and play games. It cannot simply replace laptops in my opinion. Once again, this was the iPad Air versus the iPad Pro, and this is That Indian Kid signing out. Subscribe and have a wonderful day.